Necrotic Triggers!
Death Metal Triggers!
DMDS!
So, Discogs. This week's album is Thaurorod, Upon Haunted Battlefields. It was released in 2010 by Noise Art Records. And Thaurorod are a six-piece from Ruokkala, Finland. And this is their debut full-length album.
Yeah. Thaurorod apparently means evil mountain in Tolkien's language, Quenya.
Yes. That's just bumped them up one bold nonce.
So,
I think in what I've seen about this album, so 5 of the 11 tracks on this album are re-recordings of songs from their previous demos, and I'd probably just describe this maybe as symphonic power metal. Do you agree to that, Warhound?
I could see your reasoning behind it, but I don't think the identifier symphonic is necessary.
Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying, actually. Because power metal kind of would...
It is, yeah.
Cover that.
Yeah.
It's also worth noting that Michio Kaku is the vocalist on this one, and so it's good to see him branching out from theoretical physics.
My second favourite Japanese guy.
I like how you got a list.
Who's the first?
Who's my first?
Chin-chan.
Oh, well, actually, how do I not remember my first favourite Japanese guy's name? I've been watching too much anime. I'm sorry, guys.
He made Nintendo.
So, should we head into track number 1, Warrior's Heart?
To be fair, the start of this song, I'll do mine for start of the song. Start of the song was really promising.
I fucking agree.
But the vocals come in,
start really good,
and then I was like, "Oh, okay, so it's just standard power metal." But I was thinking it's going to be, because I've heard nothing about this band before, and then the riff at the start sounded like it was going to be like a melodic death metal. So I was like, mate, honestly, it did. It fucking opened up like it was going to be like some fucking NSFM stuff. It did. But
I've seen the comparison to Ensiferum, actually. Weirdly,
I'm gonna have to check. Does it have that drum? Does it have like a drum thing at the start?
I can't remember.
Because I can remember the melodies from the start, but I don't know if it's got like a.
I think that's like a bit into it, and then it goes into
and then the vocals come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was really hopeful, and then the vocals come in. I was like, okay, so it's just it, and then through that whole song, I was like, okay, it's standard power metal, sort of. That's it for me. In that's literally my opinion on it. You're the same, aren't you?
Well, see, that's okay. I think I'm very much similar to you in that I was extremely hopeful for the first 30 seconds. I enjoyed the intro a lot. There's that admittedly cheesy, enthusiastic little fucking guitar coming in, and the pinch harmonics on the song, they're nice and they actually work well. But it's the last time that I'll say that about this album. In my opinion, the mix straight away is really bad. The symphonic elements don't help that, and it's difficult to sort of differentiate what's what. When the guitar has some room to breathe, like at about 3 minutes onwards into the solo, it's a lot better. Otherwise, it just feels kind of cluttered. There's not really a sense of epicness, which is what I am looking for in power metal. But I would say that the vocalist is very good so far.
I don't think you're right.
I didn't think you would.
I think this opening track's really fucking good. The melodies all the way through are really good, and I like how it's especially more energetic on the choruses. And you did mention the lead guitar solos and stuff, which were very.
Yeah, I liked it. I like the solo. I like a lot of their solos, but we'll get into that.
So, what about what's it called? Cursed in the Past?
Right. Okay. So funny story. So I couldn't even tell that this was a different song without without the timestamps from the old archives.
How could you not tell?
Right. Hold on a minute. Right. So the reason why is the only place that I found this available was that upload on YouTube that had no time info or comments. Now I texted Shitbag before we started, and I was telling him, I was like, "Oh yeah, which songs do you like? What song do you like?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, the second song." And I was like, "I think you actually mean the third song, because I thought that the first song was 2 sons long, and I realized it wasn't." And then Shitbag was like, "Fuck, yeah, you're right."
That seems like your problem. Because
what, that they wrote songs so shittily that we couldn't even
because
tell
there's
that
a
they were 2
very
different
definite end. There's a very definite end to Warrior's Heart.
Did you guys ever hear of a band called Carrion that was like based out of the George,
Yeah,
like a hometown?
it was based out of Basingstoke, Carrion, but they just played George a lot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. These guys. Now, don't get me wrong. I loved Carrion. They're like one of the first heavy metal bands I ever saw live, and I was like mind blown when I saw it. But these guys are just the way tuner and more refined version of them, and they actually have some girls involved in it. I mean, I probably should have done some more research, and I'm sure what the girl does in this.
I think
keyboard player, yeah.
Oh, that's shocking.
Wow, sexist. I just had to cover myself there.
Yeah, keyboard players can be men too.
No, I just want to say there is definitely an end to that song.
All right.
I don't know how you. That's okay. Your fault.
It's me and Shitbag saying that though. Like, if it was just me, then fair enough. Shitbag literally had the same issue.
Yeah, no, just remind me of Carrion, man. Like this album literally remind me of Carrion.
Oh man, no, because I actually like Carrion.
Okay, so what? Right, once I realised that my mistake, I'll say that the last minute of this song is pretty good. Again, going into the solo. But nothing else really stands out to me. I literally thought it was a different song, so it's obvious that nothing stands out to me.
Right. Where are we? Cursed in the Past?
No. So we're the next song after Cursed in the Past is Shadows in the Rain.
I haven't talked about Cursed in the Past.
Oh, sorry, bro. Go on.
Because I like how they peppered in the pinch harmonics and stuff. They did it in the first track and stuff. I like how they peppered in.
Yeah.
Not all the time, there's little bits.
They did well with that.
The spoken word part builds up to good energy and stuff.
witness it all.
And the symbolic meter on the vocals is quite interesting because they're not one line, like they overlap the vocal lines. So he like builds up one vocal line and then it starts the next one, which I thought was quite interesting.
Fair enough. Should we go to Shadows in Rain?
Yeah, this is one of my
I'm just
favorites.
gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it straight. Just put this in there. Fucking banger.
Yeah,
I'm putting that out there. That easily, like, straight away. I really like this song.
yeah, this is one of the best ones.
Everything comes together. In my opinion, everything comes together really well on this.
This is a power metal song.
Yeah.
If you like power metal, this is it.
Yeah. So the symphonic shit is toned down on this and is quite restrained. It's a bit more quiet and it's a bit more mellow than I think it is on most of the other songs. It's and the song's just very guitar driven and it's got enough space. There is actually a sense of epicness, which is massively helped by that catchy hook.
Yeah, I sing it in my head all the time.
I admittedly very fast after hearing this, I am finding myself randomly singing. Now I can see how things were meant to be. Oh man, and the vocal lines follow the instrumentation, which I don't think they do that very often.
No, they don't.
Like, and when the guitar comes in at the end, about 3 minutes in, it's fucking sick. The solo is cool as well. It comes in, it does its job, and fucks off.
Ahead.
What are you saying?
Are you reading my notes?
Am I? I really like that song, man. I can't stop singing that.
Yeah, it's fucking good. I don't have anything to say because you've said it. So
fair. What are you saying then, shitbag? Since I've taken Warhound's notes, I've plagiarised.
But it's the only song of the album I like. Only one. Like, it's the only one that I wasn't trying to do something else through to get through it.
Yeah.
So like this one was like I was actually doing push-ups during the long first song. Found out it's actually two songs split up. And I don't like working out, but I had to do something to get through it. And then so this one it made me work out. And then this one I was like, oh man, I like it a lot. Like it actually like made my head stick up and like listen to. But there's a bit of technical drumming in it, and I'm like, oh yeah, man, like that's I think he does like a big rolling fill, and then and under hits a cymbal. I'm like, oh yeah, I like that a lot. I do like that a lot.
So I guess we then move on to Morning Lake.
Yeah.
What I'll say is, in my opinion, it was a pretty bad start. There's like the symphonic runescape going off in the background. I don't find enough. I don't feel like anything really stands out to me that much. Though I did think the song was about to go into Night Flight's Lady Jade at one point. The solo was fine at first, and then just kind of went on, and it was almost funny that it was in such a boring and otherwise forgettable song. I felt like the solo was a desperate attempt for epicness 101. That's sort of my opinion on that.
I can sort of see where you're coming from.
Right.
It's sort of a thing with the whole album is they're trying to put this epic thing into everything all the time.
Yeah.
Which gets a bit annoying.
Grating.
Yeah. But I did like, because I think what you probably realised is that I like different pacings and things as things flow and move through an album. So this slows down a bit. It's not quite as high energy as the previous tracks, which I kind of like, just taking that little dip.
So we're done with 4. So then we move on to track number 5, Scion of the Stars. Now I hear that Consie's got something to say about this one.
Yeah, no, it's Son of Stars is the funny one for me, in the fact that obviously I don't know too much about this style of metal, but I quite like it. But it's not as much as other ones, in the sense that there's a couple other songs in this album that sound like almost like Viking like sagas, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like songs that would be like sang at like Valhalla or stuff. But like Signs of the Stars obviously has like a cool ass name, because I might be a little bit of a Warhammer nerd. And as soon as you put Scions in front of something followed by something else, it just sounds really cool because of like Warhammer. Not that Warhammer is, but you know, we have guilty pleasures in this life, and if that's my worst one, you know, sue me.
I like the fiction. I was never into the fucking tabletop, and I've never paid for a book. I just borrow them.
Yeah, no, it's always into the fiction. Always into the fiction. The way I described it was, imagine, you know, when you're down the beach at low tide and just the rock pools go on forever and the beach goes on forever, but there's nothing much more going on.
Fucking hell, savage.
And that's
that
kind
what
of how
for the
like,
track?
I did 40k.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a shit ton of things that look interesting until you looked into it, and then you realise it had no depth. But it just went on.
I don't think that's true with 40k. I think that there's more depth in it than in most.
Not anymore. No, it's really changed. It's like, it's really sorted. It's like depth out. Like there's actually depth to it.
But yeah, I'm gonna put the rudder on this and put it back onto.
Yeah, you do that, man.
Better be doing
Put it
Discogs,
back
yeah.
onto course. Siren of Stars.
So it's a song about Heracles, and that's cool. But in my opinion, the concept is better than the song. There's a lot of random guitar wank that barely made sense in the structure of the song. Like at about 1 minute 10 seconds in, it was just kind of jarring and quite sudden. The chorus is vocally cool. But it was let down by fucking everything else, in my opinion. The vocalist deserves a better band.
Yeah.
Then there was on this one. I think this is the only time it happens in the album. There's unnecessary and unfitting harsh vocals. Which
No,
I think-
no. I'm going to
All
stop
right.
you there. They do fit. They
They
do fit. If you read,
okay,
if
if you say so.
you look at the lyrics, this is where he travels to the underworld, and it's a conversation between Heracles and Hades.
Yeah, but you heard how fucking eloquent Hades was from Disney, didn't you? So what's he on about?
Oh yeah, we base it all on fucking Disney films.
Your
so
princess.
I'm going to shut down that criticism and.
Yeah, all right, whatever. I don't like. Fine, okay. It's supposed to be a Hades. I still don't think it fits. I don't think it makes a difference. But I don't think it was a main vocalist anyway.
No, it wasn't.
So
There's in the credits. It's credited to someone else.
I would say that boring solo. It felt like the bro was just ascending scales. Sorry.
Oh, the solo's fucking ripped, dude. And
Yeah, of course it did.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
I'm sick of your shit.
I'm chatting shit.
Do you know what? Do you know at this point? Guess what I did?
You turned it off.
What?
Turned off the album and listened to Primordial.
Oh.
And then I tried to listen to it again in a different mindset. I went into the garage, I put it on the PA system, sat down, and then when this song come on, I went, "Oh fuck this shit!" I just went and started playing the drums over the top of it while I was playing, just playing whatever I could. It's just like, I'm done, mate. I'm done.
Should we move on to song number 6?
Guide for the Blind.
Oh yeah, no, this is my shit. I like Guide for the Blind. I can actually talk about Guide for the Blind.
Let's do it.
Anyone played Age of Empires? You get my shit, right? Yeah.
You might need to explain that.
Okay, right. So, Guide for the Blind. So there's a song I played when I was about 6 to 8 years old, which was a game called Vandal Hearts.
Ooh. Okay.
Now, there's going to be 99.9% recurring of people that have never heard of it. But then that 0.1% that have heard of Vandal Hearts are going to have a massive rock on just for even mentioning the game. And they're basically a diehard fan base, and I love you guys, just so you all know. But it was one of the best games ever made.
I'm going to write that down.
To this day, Vandal Hearts 1 was one of the best games ever made. I've literally, I think it was for about 10 years straight, without planning it, I ended up playing it about a week before Bonfires Night, or Guy Fawkes Night, whatever you want to call it.
Something like that.
Yeah, and it doesn't take a long time to play through, maybe like 30 hours. But anyway, I played it time and time again. But it's one of those games that is so linear, but through the linearness of it, gave you like a whole load of stuff to do. So therefore, you could play it a million different ways. But it's this kind of concept on the music until this point where it starts building up and goes into more like almost like Norse sagas and grandeurs and that. But like the bass music was very similar to it. Anyway,
I think that where you're getting your sagas from is because it's This is also based on Greek
Yeah.
mythology.
Similar. It's an Indo-European mythology. I can
Yeah.
understand.
And I am completely okay with that. And I wish more games brought in, and I wish more music done. Now, obviously, you guys know a lot more about music than me. I know sweet all about music, and I know sweet all about games as well at the same time. You know, I just try to make myself look smarter than I am at times. It doesn't normally work. But God loves a trier, and I try fucking hard. So, what interests me about the song of "Guide for the Blind" was how the intro is something that can be far greater than what it was in just the sense of its music, because it was a music that could be lended to a lot of other things, so therefore could be made something greater than just what it was. But then, as the music goes on, I didn't feel the song ever achieved like the great heights
Okay.
of
Yeah.
the reason I was interested in the music in the first place. Like, I like the music because it reminded me of sagas, right? It reminded me of like old, like 16-bit RPGs or other things. Not that that's what the music's after. It's definitely not, but it definitely has a Dungeon and Dragon vibe to it, or old school like Morrowind, or even like nipping at the heels of like Oblivion or something, like elements that it's pulled from. But then it goes into like you start watching it at what, like 3.5 minutes, but hasn't achieved anything amazing, hasn't achieved anything mind blowing, hasn't achieved anything great, but hasn't at the same time like stayed to its roots. So what I get is something that was just like, yeah, no, I find that really interesting, and then it's just like follow me, follow me, follow me, and then you start following it, and then it's just like, yeah. What are you going to show me? Be like, no, this is it, and I'll be like, yeah, but what are you showing me? Be like, me, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't care. I was having a way better time when we were at the party with the other people.
Oh,
Like, just carry on doing that shit instead of leading me over here where you caught me by myself and you're now trying to impress me like some sort of fucking pervert.
What
it literally is
Warhound?
just foreplay. It's just foreplay.
No, Warhound's listening into this, and his face is dropping with anger. He's picked up his axe. He's like,
Should I make him more angry? Should I give you my analysis?
no. This isn't the last song, is
My
it?
analysis for this track isn't glowing.
Okay, all right.
My analysis for this track was that it's not much going on musically.
Oh, okay.
It's very similar to the rest of the album that we've heard so far. I thought it might have been a part 2 for Silent Stars. They're both based on Greek mythology, so a continuation of the story.
I mean, I feel you got to put a lot of background understanding in just to understand the song at that point. I know some people get off over that, but I kind of don't.
No, not really. Like the lyrics give it away a fair bit, but obviously, like caring enough to look at the lyrics is next level. So,
Well, do you not look at the lyrics to try and see what's going on?
not always. Sometimes.
Okay.
It's
It's
not my first thing. I don't first listen like when I'm listening to something for the first time.
No, I listen to like so when we do these reviews, or when I do the reviews, I'll listen to it 3 or 4 times, and then it's on the last listen where I'm writing it that I look at the lyrics.
No, I agree with you. I did look at the lyrics of this album, but I like
if I can find the lyrics.
I did look at the lyrics for this album, but it's like the last thing I do when I review something. It's so my opinion's kind of formed by then, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If I want to, what I'd say is right. So I fully appreciate Conzi what you're saying, but I don't have that same kind of nostalgic thing for the start of this. And in my opinion, it just sounded like
I really do appreciate that, but I guess
Yeah.
that's why it's the song I picked out of the rest of them was for that nostalgia effect. Which,
No, I get
in hindsight, yeah, it's probably
Powerful
wrong
thing.
when you're trying to look at like a heavy metal album, and then you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing. But this one
No, it
reminds me of a
doesn't,
game
it
I
doesn't all
want
need
to
to be
play.
heavy as fuck. Like it's not about that. Like it's not about it all needs to be like fucking metal attack. It just needs to be good.
Yeah, I mean, without sounding like someone that repeats themselves, but earlier on, it's like with the whole concept of like heavy metal, it was be like, yeah, me trying to like talk to you about heavy metal would be like a guy trying to explain to you why pissing into the wind would keep you dry. I don't have a clue, son. The heaviest I've ever gone is while she sleeps, but in my defense, we did pull him over the barrier and steal his shoes, and then bullet for my Valentine as well. That's about as heaviest I've ever gone.
So what I'd say leading on from that, when I didn't have, because obviously I don't have that same element.
I still got while she sleeps shoes.
Try and sell that shit.
We did, but they went mental about it. They're like, someone stole our shoes, and be like, well, yeah, you punched our mate in the head, so we stole your shoes. So
well, surely it's time enough now that it'll be all right.
Yeah, no, I gotta find the guy that still has him. But yeah, man, they literally started just punching him in the head, man. It wasn't okay. Like they're literally smacking him in the head. So we pulled him over the rails, and then we stole his shoes.
It's pretty, yeah. I mean, why not?
Can't blame you, to be honest.
It's just like, what else you gonna do? Hey, sorry, can you stop punching my friend in the face because you're like some like big rock and roll star, like heavy metal? Like, please stop it. Or no, you punched my mate in the face. Stop being a dickhead. I'm taking your shoes because you have like the biggest scars I've ever seen in my life trying to protect you. What can't they protect? Your ankles.
But why was he punching him?
Because basically my mate had a what would Jesus do wristband on, and it got caught into the guy's hair, and the guy tried to pull away, and he thought my mate was pulling his hair, and we're trying to explain to him, we're not pulling your hair, like the wristband's caught, and then all he does is just starts punching my mate in the face, so we can't grab his hands, pull him over the railing, and steal his shoes.
Fuck.
And what would you do for your friend is a more appropriate question. And it turns out, pull a couple $1 million over a railing from a bunch of security and steal their shoes there and run away laughing like children.
Yeah.
We didn't. We actually stood our ground because we weren't even there to see while she sleeps. Turns out someone bet was playing after them. I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been System of the Down or literally Bullet for My Valentine. It was the second day of Reading Festival, like 2019, I think.
Upon Haunted Battlefields.
Right. Okay. So, the nostalgia element, because I don't have it, for the first minute and a half, in my mind, this is some like Nightwish ass Within Temptation type shit. And we've got repeatedly through this song random pinch harmonics and like unearned symphonic swells and riffs for the rest of it. Another wanky solo, which I think was pretty boring. 4 minutes in with the fucking guitar stomping gradually along with the vocal.
Suddenly an arrow sprang through the sky, closing in on its prey. The dying eagle lies on the ground. I am set free, this I cannot believe.
In my mind, this sounds like some fucking musical Aladdin on stage shite or something. Some choral synth women come in at the end, having an orgasm because they're thinking about this album eventually coming to an end, as we're now just about only halfway through somehow. Vocal line.
Jesus Christ.
The vocal line is better than anything else again. It's a wasted chorus.
The way
Fuck
you
me.
describe this album is how like haters describe Battlestar Galactica.
This is Battlestar Galactica, the album. I say again, fuck me.
I liked how it gave more breathing room.
I'm
to the
sorry,
keys
Warhound.
on this section because it was very guitar heavy. It gave more space to the keys, which
More space for the keys.
It changed up the feeling a little bit rather than just being so guitar heavy as it was before.
Oh, that's a problem.
Oh, me, I fucking hate it.
Right, should we just hit the last 3 tracks?
No, there's not. There's 4.
There's 3 more. Tales of the End.
mate.
There's 11. The last one is Elementuli.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, just pushing out there. Thankfully, we ain't got the fucking 3 bonus tracks.
Oh yeah, I agree. I fucking agree, bro.
Not saying I'm in the know, but yeah, those 3 bonus tracks, yeah, they weren't needed.
Shitbag, what are you saying about fucking Guide for the Blind?
Didn't
What's
listen to it, mate. Didn't listen to
We're
it.
on Upon Haunted Battlefields.
No, we're not.
No, we're on Guide for
Yes,
the
we are.
Blind. That's literally
No, we're not.
my whole like 10 piece.
Yeah.
Okay, well I've done Upon Haunted Battlefields as well. So.
All right. I guess on that note, we'll fucking move on then. I think I'm similar to Shitbag on number 7 in that I checked out a bit, just to be fucking honest. I found this pretty boring. Cringe symphonics and keys. Not even a chance to go epic, since we keep stopping to listen to some fucking Hobbit ass theme tune or something. Didn't even take in any of the solo, to be honest. More of the same. Good vocals. This is a point where I realised that some of his mannerisms, he sounds a bit like a continental and far less ranged Mike Patton, but that's all I have for this song. Conzi, you had something to say about Upon Haunted Battlefields?
Yeah, but it goes back to the same point earlier without being an absolute douche to the guys that wrote this song. It just kind of reminds me of Carrion, which is, I like Carrion, but Carrion was just a generic band from where we're from that played these generic noises. Don't get me wrong, this has a bit more grand to it, like a bit more like opera, but it's like, yeah, but I know when you're hungover tomorrow, you're going to be playing Warhammer, and it's all this song reminds me of.
Tales of the End.
Okay, so they do indeed tell tales that one day this album will fucking end, but I'm not sure if at this point I believe them. Messy, sloppy mixing, jarring tone shifts. Chorus is pretty fucking lame. That's all I've got to say.
Okay, right, sorry, I'm not jumping into their defense. I'm not.
But I am.
I appreciate your thing, but how many views has this like thing got? Was this like 1,000 views?
It was pretty well received, I think.
Oh, it's not like they got like millions
Were
of
they
views. And
released?
it's not like they're rock stars. And it's
But the
not like
people
they're
who
super
listened to it
successful.
did like it, to be fair. Like, it seems like a lot of people liked it.
They've released 2 albums since. So
That seemed better.
I mean, if this was their pitch fucking effort, I would take my hat off and be like, "Fuck yeah, donkey, you do that,
What?
right?"
Fucking Tim Allen again.
If this is their like 4th attempt or whatever, it's just like, well, maybe cut a couple members because they might not be worth it. Because it's not like any of us have gone, do you know what this band is lacking? They don't have enough
Keyboards.
people in it. That hasn't come up yet. So it's not that they don't have enough people contributing. It's just like, I want to do this, and someone else is just like, yeah, and then this, and then this, and then this, and it's just like you said earlier about this was going well, and then this happened, and then it just kind of lost its way. It's just like, well, yeah, maybe there's just too many people trying to make a fucking song happen.
Too many cooks spoil the fucking broth, innit?
Yeah,
Well,
like maybe there's too many people.
If you
trying
look
to
at
make
the writing credits,
shouldn't be happening.
If you look at the writing credits, it's power metal, and there's only 12 people involved. Okay, so let's get that clear. Let's put that out there.
One person and then one person for lyrics.
I mean, okay, all right. Look at Tales to the End, right? It's 3 minutes 51 seconds, and then what says like 6 of them, or
Unbelievable.
I don't think that's a valid criticism, because
I think it is.
Okay, all right. Let's orchestra. You have a 5-minute piece, and you have 35 people playing.
Like, if there's that many people, and even if only someone offered like 20 or 30 seconds into it, and it's still not a song you want to listen to, maybe you're just trying to jam too much shit
I
into
don't
the same
think
hole
that's
at the
valid.
same
I
time,
don't
and
think
it's
that's
getting
valid at
blocked
all.
up.
I don't think that's valid.
Okay, all right. Well, Warhound doesn't think that's valid.
No. To be fair, Warhound knows a lot more about this than I do. So much more about this.
Yeah, he likes power metal a lot.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not a critic of this. Like, these guys,
clearly not.
on the play in the background, just getting psyched up to punch.
No, I'm just saying. All I'm saying is saying that there's too many people in the band is not a good criticism.
No.
Well, criticisms are valid.
That's basically what I was saying. I'm not actually going to double down on that or back down. There's a lot of noise.
That can be a valid point. I think that's a valid point. Like, they don't even know what to do with their mix because it's all fucking over the place. I don't think they needed any of this symphonic crap. They would have been better. Just take off all of that, and this might have been listenable, and I might have enjoyed more songs than I did.
I mean,
it ruins it.
The point, I have a attention span of an absolute gnat, but I've listened to this album through multiple times and listened to one of the songs multiple times, or a couple of songs multiple times. Like, to be fair, isn't a bad trait. Like, the attention span nowadays is like sweet all. I mean, even on like the top YouTube videos, like, you have a 30% drop off within the first 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally insane. I mean, you look at like without saying like throwing big YouTubers out there, but a lot of them literally will have like 25% drop off within the first 3 seconds. It does not matter what you do. Just some people just aren't interested.
I'll look at the stats on our Bandcamp as well, and a lot of them, majority of them are partial plays and stuff. Yeah. Partial plays. I mean,
within my first 12 seconds, that's when I know my audience, right?
First impressions fucking matter to people, man. Like, people downplay it, but it's the most important thing. Like, you judge someone massively straight away as soon as you meet them. From what you hear, like, I don't think there's been much psychology done about, like, in terms of media, but I would imagine it's much the same.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't really put a lot of stock in social psychology. There's been a lot of stuff in that.
Aren't you a fucking neuroscientist? What the fuck?
No, I'm not a neuroscientist because I'm not qualified, but that's what I like.
Not yet. One day.
I like. Yeah. I don't like social psychology. I think that there's a lot. There was huge problems with the field of psychology in general.
I mean, for its entire existence.
Yeah, especially it sort of got exposed about 10 years ago. These were especially in social psychology.
Number 10, Into the Realms of Hidden Me. I'll say my piece, and then Warhound, I'll let you take the thing. So, in my opinion, this song was almost all right. I had some hope having the guitar at about 2 minutes ish in. There's like there was a sting of legitimate epicness. And I actually liked it, and I was like, yes, come on, let's go. But then I realised quite fast that this was a dumb hope for me to have had at this point. I find the rest of this fairly fucking forgettable. There's another boring solo where nothing happens, and the end melody from the lead is cool. So, literally 3 seconds of this song is good.
So, given that review, and I thought there was a bit of everything that we'd heard before on this that moved through different parts.
All right, song number 11.
We're here. We've made it to the end.
Elementally.
Yes. Apart from the bit where it shits the bed in the middle. It's almost flirting with being a ballad, and every power metal album needs to have a ballad on it. This is the closest they came to that.
Okay, how do you guys say, like, when a heavy metal band creates a ballad? What basically makes a ballad a ballad?
You know what a ballad is?
I know what a ballad is, but
yeah, that's it. It's ballad.
It's on a heavy metal album.
A ballad to you is going to be very different to a ballad to me. I want to know what makes something a ballad other than a catchy song.
No, I wouldn't. No, not catchy.
It's like big, epic, anthemic choruses.
A bit melancholic.
Makes people
triumph, melancholy and triumph, maybe.
Yeah. Well, it makes people sing along to it, and like people remember it.
What I got to say about this? Not that bad. It's fine. Probably the second best song on the album to me, but it doesn't seem to fit very well.
That's really a moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you create an album of songs and people are like, do you know what the second best song is? The one that doesn't fit in.
I think there's a reason for that, though, because if you remember, a lot of these are re-recordings, so they're not original. And I've got something to say about that a bit later, but the guitar is good and it's actually properly audible for once. And it reminds me of, in this song, I don't know if you'll get where I'm coming from, it reminds me of a Sabaton song, like a more of a sort of lamenting one. For example, Lifetime of War.
Ophelia.
I enjoyed it more than most of the rest, probably because it was, to be honest, almost the fucking end of the album. So, I mean, it was the end, so that's pretty good. Couldn't wait.
And
Boner for the end.
Hate when that happens.
All right. So I'll give my conclusion and Warhound if you give yours. So I'm sorry, and I know you're gonna hate this, but in my opinion, this album was trash. I think it's just forgettable. I think there was one memorable song on the whole thing, a single song that I want to hear again and enjoy listening to. And I do enjoy listening to that one song. I had it on in the shower earlier because I do like that song. It's a fucking good song. But the rest lets it down. And I tried to compare if there was a notable difference in quality between the re-recorded songs versus the ones written for the album. And I think with the exception of the last song, the re-recorded songs are generally worse, in my opinion. So
They are
and that's
100%.
I haven't
Yeah.
actually listened to the demos, so I wouldn't be able to comment on that.
So the songs that includes is number 2, Cursed in the Past, number 4, Morning Lake, number 8, Tales of the End, and number 10, Into the Realms of Hidden Me. I think that the songs made for the album were probably they were in more of a place where there were better songwriters and they were able to make better songs rather than re-recording their demo stuff, which seems like pretty weak and pretty lame to me, man, to be fucking honest. And that's really all that I have to say about that. That's the end.
I thought it's a good power metal album.
Fucking hell.
It's fun to listen to.
It's
Just yeah, listen to. I don't know, man. I just like power metal. I don't have anything
Fun
deep.
to listen to.
I don't have anything
I mean-
deeper, insightful to say about it.
I mean, without sounding like weird or like offhand, like if I got given that music to be allowed to like be put into my videos, if I could take that music and put it into my videos would improve. Like I can use that music. That music has a lot of range in it if I'm allowed to edit and find the best bits of that music.
the
and
best
then put
the
down
best
and
3
put in-
seconds of it.
Give
Yeah.
the best 3 seconds of that one song.
What? Wait, what's that old expression that everyone has a good 3 seconds in them? You know,
Yeah.
we've all been there. No, there's a lot of stuff in that music that I could use in my work that would be amazing, and I would love to be able to do that if they'd let me to do it.
You mean the synth interludes, don't you, rather than the actual power metal parts?
No,
Yeah?
I mean the build-ups. I mean those introductory sections building up into something, and then when it builds up into something, I could use that as well. They have a fantastic range within it. Like if you actually take what they've done from what they have down low to what they go up high, without me knowing sweet all about it, but from someone that knows nothing about music, but something that knows about what some people might like to watch, I can use that. I know a lot of people that I like to see and listen to while seeing something behind it. But it doesn't mean people want to listen to that whilst looking at a static picture. Worst case scenario, no one sees my work and no one dislikes your music. Best case scenario, people like my work and then go, oh shit, those are the guys that wrote the music for it. And I really enjoyed that. You know, win-win scenario for all of that. You did 2.5 bold nonsense, you know. I'm not a massive fan of heavy metal. I'm not a massive fan of that genre. But did anything in that album offend me? No. But did some things keep my interest? Yes. And did some things like get me intrigued? Yes. Did I think they could have done more of it? Yes. But realistically, I'm not a massive critic at heart. But yeah, I'll give it 2.5.
What are you saying, fam?
I'm saying 3. 3 bold nonces.
So we got 3. We got 2.5 from Conzi. Shitbag. Let's go.
6.5.
6.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it. I'll give it
No,
6.
You said it got bumped up 1.
Yeah, but then it went back down.
The Tolkien
Yeah.
bumped it up, and then I bumped it back down, so it's 6.5. I couldn't listen to it, man. I hate it.
And what did you say,
I
Hammer?
am tempted. I'm tempted to give it 6.5, but I like Shadows in the Rain or whatever the fuck it's called enough that I'll give it 6. That song is a good song. The rest of this album is trash. It's fucking trash. Should we work out? I'm gonna work out the mean.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. 4.5.
The mean is 4.5.
Yeah.
Mean to what?
The mean
so the
bold
mean-
nonce rating for this album is 4.5. Thaurorod, Upon Haunted Battlefields, gets an overall rating from the Death Metal Dex One podcast of 4.5. Next segment.